Good morning. Are you Dale McDonald?
Yeah, no.
And this is 26 DCCR 0113. Mr. McDonald is charged with the first-degree felony offense of aggravated robbery. Bond is currently set at $500,000, and Ms. Holmes has filed a motion asking that I reduce that bond. Mr. McDonald, best you can, raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
All right, Ms. Holmes, you may proceed.
Thank you, Ernie. You state your name for the record.
Bill McDonald.
And Mr. McDonald, you're currently held at the Jefferson County Jail with the bond right now at $500,000. Is that correct?
Yeah, no.
Now, how long have you been at the Jefferson County Jail?
2 months.
Okay. And within those 2 months, has your family tried their best to secure bail in that amount but have been unsuccessful?
Yeah.
Have they contacted several bondsmen but have not been able to secure that amount?
Yeah.
Now your family, your mom works hard, your dad works hard. Is that correct?
Yeah, no.
They don't have those type of funds for that amount.
Yeah.
Do you all have any properties that you can sell to your knowledge, or any assets up to that amount that you would be able to post a bond?
No.
Okay. And if the judge reduces the bond to an amount that your family is able to assist you with, will you be staying with your mom?
Yeah.
Okay, and you're aware that the court can put any type of stipulations in regards to if there's a GPS monitor involved, things like that, correct?
Yeah.
Now, how old are you?
8 cents.
Okay, and are you a senior in high school?
Yeah.
Okay, and so you would be graduating this year, correct?
Yes, no.
Is that also something that's important for you to be able to have the opportunity to graduate high school?
Yeah.
Okay, now you understand while you do have this case pending, you also have responsibilities outside with school, as well as you have a young child. Is that correct?
Yes, no.
And are you a provider for that child?
Yes, no.
Okay. And is that also a factor that you would like the court to consider in regards to your bond being reduced? Okay. Now, we visited the other day in regards to behaviors. You are aware that the court receives reports from the jail, correct?
Yes,
And you're aware that there has only been one report in which it appears that you were, I guess, bunched with a group of inmates and everybody got written up because somebody was talking. Correct.
Yes.
But you have not been engaged in any type of other behaviors at the county jail, which would show that you can act accordingly if you are released.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Okay. This time I'll pass the word for Sean.
I have no questions for the defendant, Judge. Just a brief argument if I may.
And I
Yeah.
do have some love.
You want to call her?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Is that Shamika McDonald?
Yes.
Miss McDonald? Shamika McDonald?
Yes, she's right.
Oh, sorry. Good morning, ma'am. Would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. You may proceed.
Okay, Ms. Shamika, you're the mother of Dale?
Yes.
Okay. And you've heard me asking questions in regards to you all trying your best to post the bonds to assist him throughout the pendency of this case, correct?
Yes.
And you all have been unable to do that, is that correct? Now, if the judge reduces his to an amount that you're able to make, will he be staying with you?
Yes.
And could you let the judge know, I don't know if you want to say the full address on the record?
We'll figure that out.
Okay,
He would be living with her at her address, though.
yes, is that correct? Okay. And is there anyone else in the home, or did you live alone?
It will be his siblings and his child.
Okay.
How many of the siblings?
We have 3 siblings at home. And plus baby. It's 2-year-old.
Okay.
Any of those siblings in trouble or on probation at this time? Go ahead.
Okay. And are you asking the court to reduce the bond in an amount that hopefully your family could secure is between 50 and 100,000. Do you all think that still may be too high for you all, but it's something that it at least be a little bit more reasonable and try to secure post a bill
What was the amount?
between 50 and 100,000. Okay. Yes, ma'am. And you understand that if there's any stipulations in place as far as GPS monitor, things like that, that he needs to be held accountable, and that you will make sure that he doesn't miss a court day, does what he needs to do to make sure he stays in contact with the bonds and the council or anything like that. Yes. Okay. I'll pass it.
Ms. McDonald, you aware of the allegations against your son? You're aware that the allegations include the fact that he, along with two co-defendants, used an AR-style rifle and a P80 handgun to rob an individual of his cell phone. You're aware of that? And you're aware that that cell phone was pinged to a location where your son was located. I'll pass it to you.
Right. Anything else?
Just briefly, based on what we've seen, you are aware that there were firearms involved, but Dale was not the character that was identified as having a firearm, correct? It was the other two suspects that had firearms.
Correct.
Okay, not Dale.
Correct.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. You can have a seat. Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right.
Judge, I just asked the court to take judicial notice of the probable cause affidavit. Your Honor,
Looking at that.
Your Honor, the state's position is that $500,000 is appropriate. This defendant is indicative of the epidemic of youth violence involving firearms. While during this particular instance, he may not have possessed a firearm, the allegation is that he took the cell phone with the other two defendants brandishing the AR and the P80 handgun, a polymer 80, by the way, Judge, in case the court's not aware, a gun that's typically referred to as a ghost gun because it doesn't have a serial number and it doesn't require a background check because it comes as part of a kit that you assemble. So you've got an AR-style rifle being used, a ghost gun with no serial number, and this defendant actively participating in that robbery by taking the cell phone directly from an individual. This is that kind of case, Judge, that has been terrorizing Jefferson County. $500,000 is a sufficient bond in the state's opinion. Sorry.
Your Honor, if I may, we're well aware of what's going on in Jefferson County. I've spoke with Dale about that in regards to, even though these other things that are happening, he's not a part of, he's going to be put in that category because of the nature of the case that he's involved in. Your Honor, I do believe that Dale is a young man that can be rehabilitated. He can follow instruction. He can do what he needs to do if he's back out of the society to take care of his business. It is important that we get him to the finish line of graduating high school. He's very close. He's an honor student. And I believe that him just sitting in jail is not going to help the issue with accountability and showing that he can be a productive citizen. Your Honor, while this case is pending, we do believe that if he is allowed that opportunity to have his bond reduced to an amount where he can get back in school, take care of his responsibilities as a father, he will do just that. And unless there's been an update in the case, it's my understanding that the person who actually had the AR-style 15 gun has not been indicted at this time. It's only been Dale who did not have a firearm and the other individual who I believe had the handgun. The other individual has not been indicted, or I don't even know if he's been located at this time.
Has he been identified?
I don't think he's been identified.
Not to my knowledge.
Well, that's something that Mr. McDonald could do to show that he is serious about changing his life.
Mhm. And I don't think he was ever questioned. So it was just,
They were
I
questioned.
don't-
They were transported to the jail, and they eventually, after some time, it sounds like, at least according to the PC, admitted he and Mr. Jackson admitted at least some involvement in this.
Mhm.
But I do not see, at least in the short PC affidavit, that anyone, and I get the fear of that, and but that's something that if Mr. McDonald is serious, then I think that's would be important communication for you guys
Yes.
to talk about.
yes, Your Honor. But we're willing to cooperate and do what needs to be done.
So if you're able to make bond, whatever it is, 500 or less, where do you go to school?
Bowling night. Well,
So they're not going to let you back there with this pending, right?
No, the plan is to helpfully get him enrolled in at least Evolution Academy, one of the charter schools.
Right.
At this point, no, he cannot go back to Beaumont United, but his mom has been in contact with the charter schools to get him enrolled there.
Are you really an honor student?
Yeah.
What in the world?
Yeah.
You know, I saw your face when your mom walked up here and the disappointment that you felt. And that's a little different than some of the things I see. But Mr. Coleman's not incorrect with the insanity of you young kids walking around like it's the Wild West with guns and robbing and shooting and killing and all those things. It's just, it has gotten scary to live where we all live.
Yeah.
I don't want to be scared to go to the store. Miss Holmes doesn't want to be scared, but we are. So your mom doesn't live at the Edge Apartments, right?
She does.
Okay, so you went back to your house to where they found you back close at least to where you live.
Yeah.
Do either of the other boys live around there?
Only one.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grant the motion. I'm going to reduce the bond to $100,000. I am going to order as a condition of that bond that other than school, and if you have a job, and you're going to have to get with Ms. Holmes about where that job is and what the hours are, if you have a job and where you're going to school, you will be on house arrest otherwise. That means you either go to school and home, to a job and home, but you don't go anywhere else,
Yeah.
period, other than court or to visit with Ms. Holmes. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Also, you're ordered not to have any contact or communication with Paul Jackson. And before you leave today, I want to know who else you're not supposed to have contact with. You need to talk with Ms. Holmes. I'm not going to make you do it out here in front of everybody. But I need to know that you're not having contact or communication with anybody else that's in trouble.
Yeah.
You know who they are. You shouldn't be hanging out with anybody at this point. You want to be a dad at 18 years old, then be a dad at 18 years old and quit being a kid. Because your kid's going to grow up without you if you continue down this path. And your mom's going to have to raise them.
Yeah.
That's not what you want, is it?
No.
Okay. So, yes, there will be a GPS monitoring device as well that you'll have to get and pay for, which means you probably need to get a job because mom doesn't need to be in charge of all of this stuff. You want to act like an adult and be an adult court, it's time to do some adult things, right?
Yeah.
So I want you to get your education. Obviously, that's going to help you in the future, but you're going to have some real strict and conditions and an amount of bond that I think is sufficient to hopefully keep everyone safe in our community as well. You're not allowed to have a firearm. You're not allowed to be around anyone that has a firearm. That is a condition of your bond. If you are caught around anyone that has a firearm or you have one, your bond will be higher than what it is right now. Do you understand? You'll be waiting in custody.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else that you can think of?
No, Judge.
All right. You can go back with the bailiff. Thank you, ma'am. Good morning. Are you Mary Robinson?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Robinson, the best you can, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. You can put your hand down. And will your client waive the formal reading of the motion?
Sure, yeah.
Ms. Robinson, in cause number 24, BCCR 1116, I have a motion to revoke your unadjudicated probation. Shows that you were placed on probation December 2nd of 2024 for the second-degree felony offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and that was a 10-year deferred probation. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. I thought it was 5 years.
Looks like it was for 10 years.
They told me it was 5.
It was originally a cap of 5-year.
Okay, so you had a cap of 5, but instead of me sending you to prison for 5 years, I gave you 10 years probation, which is what I'm allowed to do. The cap of 5 years just had to do with prison. And since I didn't give you prison, I gave you a longer probation back at that time. And we talked about that back then, and you went over the paperwork with your probation officer. Do you understand? Do you remember that?
They gave me 5 years.
I gave you 10 years deferred probation. So if you're confused about that, then now I'm telling you, you have 10 years deferred probation that started on December 2nd of 2024. Okay?
Mhm.
All right. So this motion alleges that your probation was violated. It's count 1 alleges that you violated by failing to report as directed.
I did.
Listen, it's real important that you listen to what I'm asking you, and then I'm going to ask you if these things are true or not true, okay? And that's all. We'll have the explanation later. I'll give you an opportunity to explain later. Count 1 alleges that you failed to report to the probation office as directed October 7th, November 13th, and December 18th of 2025. And is that true or not true?
It was on the. I'm sorry. What you say?
So it was October 7th, November 13th, and December 18th that you did not show up.
No, I was supposed to report December. I think it was the 22nd. I showed up like the 20.
Did you report on October 7th?
No, I went like October the 20s. I want to say it was the 22nd because
So if you didn't, listen, if you didn't go on October 7th, it sounds like you were ordered to go on October 7th and you didn't go. Sounds like you were told to go on November 13th and you didn't go. So did you go on October 7th?
This March, I went.
Listen, Miss Robinson.
I did go. I went. I
Listen to my
I've
question.
been
Listen
2
to,
months.
hold on. Do we need to,
I think that there may be an issue, if I may, Your Honor, of her being medicated or not in jail. Ms. Mayfield can speak to that if it would help. I think it's like we're dealing with maybe 2 different individuals when she's medicated and when she's not. Do you have additional to add to that? Ms.
Right,
Mayfield?
would you raise your right hand? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Go ahead.
She was placed on my caseload, which is the mental health initiative. She was attending Spindletop. She was reporting as directed up until she started missing her appointments with Spindletop.
Okay. So what is the recommendation?
I would like for her to be placed, go through the forensic program, and I work hand in hand with them. So if I need to go to the appointments at Spindletop or communicate with the caseworker, I'm able to. So my recommendation was for her to go through that program, take medications as directed, and be placed on 0 tolerance.
So, Ms. Robinson, it sounds like for a little while you were going and doing what you were supposed to do with Spindletop.
I went to probation on the 22nd. I got a letter that's supposed to be on the 24th.
Right. So listen, what about were you going to
I'm
Spindletop?
not going to spend. So I'm going to get a job. I got children.
So here's the thing. If you're going to be on probation, a condition of your probation that's required is that you go to Spindletop and go through the forensic program, take medication as directed, and go to any meetings, any counseling, anything. If you don't do that, then you're going to go to prison. You don't have a choice.
I understand, but I need a job.
I would love for you to have a job, but you have to
Because my life got cut off and I honestly was in the streets trying to find out what my children is because I'm just like that.
Okay. So here's the thing. Are you willing to follow the directions and go to,
need a job? Like,
I'm not talking about a job. I'm talking about going to Spindletop and getting on your medications and doing what you're supposed to do so that you can get a job.
yeah, I need a job like right now because
I need you to go to Spindletop. Are you willing to do that? It's not, is it fine? Are you willing to follow those rules? I feel like we're going to be right back here.
I was just inquiring, Ms. Mayfield, Judge, if ISF Cognitive might be able to regulate her medication. I don't know their procedures on dispensing medication.
I don't know if, I think the only special needs safety, I know, addresses that, but I don't think ISF Cognitive does.
No.
No, I didn't think so.
Right after that structure, we're just right back here on the same thing.
So do you have a place to live when you
Yes,
get
ma'am,
out?
I do. I was going to get a job. I'm trying to get a vehicle. I need to go straight to work because, like,
You've got to go straight to probation and straight to
Yes, ma'am,
Spindletop.
I did. It's just that they told me she was in court, so I had to be understanding, and I had to walk out.
But you stopped going to Spindletop. You were going and then you stopped.
Because I feel like I need to go get a job. I don't want to be like,
You can't do that though. If you don't go to Spindletop
Yeah.
and if you don't do what probation tells you have to do, then you're going to be back in front of me and you're going to end up in prison.
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
There's no other option.
Yeah.
You don't get to choose whether you go or not at this point. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
So I guess what we can do instead of going through, she's obviously didn't comply with Spindletop. I'll find count 3 true just based on the evidence presented today. Let's see, from probation, you're sworn in as well. Did she report October 7th, November 13th, and December 18th? Okay, so I'll find count 1 true, count 3 true. That's enough for what we need to do here. So, Ms. Robinson, what I'm going to do is find count 1 and 3 true in your motion to revoke.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
going to find that you didn't show up when you were supposed to and that you didn't follow through with Spindletop like you were supposed to.
Yes, ma'am.
What that means is right now today I could revoke your probation and send you to prison. But it sounds like probation doesn't want that. Nobody wants that. I don't want that.
Yeah.
But we want you to be successful. So I'm going to continue you on probation.
Okay.
But I am ordering that you will go through the forensic program through probation and required to follow through with Spindletop, take any medication, any treatment, counseling, whatever they say, you have to do it. I want you to get a job as well, but you have to make your mental health first because then you'll be able to get a better job and do better. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay. So probation will talk to you as soon as you're released from custody. Go to probation so you get a track, get those appointments, and so that you're not back in here. Because if you don't, and you refuse to go to Spindletop and you don't show up for your appointments at probation, you're going to be right back in here and I won't be able to give you this opportunity. Okay?
I understand.
All right. You can go back with the bailiff.
I wish y'all plan on.
They,
Ever since they had been, I didn't even know it's within the statute. Period.
Good morning. Are you Brenda Sanchez?
Yes, ma'am.
This is cause numbers 26 DCCR 0027. And then Ms. Sanchez, that's a new case of a possession of a controlled substance. And then Ms. Sanchez is on probation and cause numbers 20-33832 and 20-34508. Both of those for theft of property cases.
Yes, ma'am.
And so what are we here for today?
Well, Your Honor, we would request a hearing on the MTRP for them to try to prove up the new case. I think she's performed satisfactory as far as administrative.
So if there's no agreement, we just need to go through the motions?
Well, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Sanchez, lift your hand, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. You can put your hand down. Will she waive the formal reading of the motions in each of the cases?
So,
Ms. Sanchez, in cause number 20-33832, I have a motion to revoke your community supervision. It shows that you were placed on probation February 22nd of 2021 for the offense of felony theft that had been enhanced to a 3rd-degree felony, and that was a 10-year term in prison that was probated for 5 years. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Just a second. All right, I'm there. And then in cause number 20-34508. I also have a motion to revoke your community supervision. It shows that you were placed on probation February 22nd of 2021 for the state jail felony offense of felony theft that was enhanced to a 3rd degree. That was also a 10-year term in prison that was probated for 5 years. Is that correct? Each of these motions allege that you violated your probation. Count 1 in each motion alleges that you committed the new offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, in an amount of between 4 grams and up to 200 grams, August 15th of 2024 in Jefferson County, Texas. And is that true or not true?
No, ma'am.
True or not true?
Well,
I just need you to
not
say the
true,
word,
not
true or
true,
not true.
not true.
Thank you.
Sorry.
And then count 2 alleges in each case that you failed to avoid persons or places of disreputable or harmful character, specifically by failing to avoid presence at a location where a criminal act was being committed, by residing at a location identified by the Beaumont Police Department as a narcotics stash and distribution location. And is that true or not true?
Not true.
Count 3 in each case alleges that you possessed a controlled substance, namely Dilaudid or hydromorphone, without a prescription, August 15th of 2024. And is that true or not true?
True.
That is true.
Well, I mean, I don't think possession of it was my friend's medication that was at my house.
Okay.
Count 4 alleges that you failed to provide verification of performing the community service hours as required. Is that true or not true?
Not true.
All right, so I'm going to show that you entered a plea of true to count 3. Did you plead true to count 3 freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to find that count true, find sufficient evidence to revoke your probation. However, I'm going to reset your case so that the probation department can do an updated report. We'll get it set for a hearing. The state intends to bring witnesses with regard to the new offense.
Yes, Judge. Yes. Shouldn't take very many. And it shouldn't take very long. I know. On the heels of yesterday.
I'm a little gun shy on that, Mr.
Yesterday.
Coleman. We'll set it an 11 o'clock hearing. I'm talking, Mr. Kimler. So I'll set it at an 11 o'clock hearing. And here's the important thing, Mr. Kimler, as we've talked about before. If there's something that comes up and there's some change in status of her pleading true or not true without the necessity of a hearing, please let Mr. Coleman know that. I don't want officers showing up here and wasting their time, and then all of a sudden there's a deal made at the last minute, okay?
To speak that, Your Honor, but I do think that as far as possession goes, I understand the circumstances that she's explained them to me. I don't want any kind of perception by the court that she's misrepresenting things, but it may be better that I change that to not true
Yes, sir.
on 3.
Okay. So there'll be,
There's
please
an
and not true. It's all right. We'll
there's
get to
an
that.
explanation for that.
Please and not true on all of the counts. State will bring witnesses on those, and we'll get it set for a hearing. We'll get an updated pre-sentence report. Obviously, Ms. Sanchez, anything that you think is important for me to know, get that information to Mr. Kimler. He'll present it to me on your behalf when we come for the hearing. You can go back with the bail. Oh, wait. We need a fingerprint.
That's all.
We can back to